Hello guys and gals, my name is Eclepid and welcome back to my playthrough of The Letter, The Good Run, and we're on Chapter 4, Marianne's Route. Of course, if you've seen my death run already, you've seen most of the text, so we're on instant skip, and most of Marianne's route is just the same no matter what happens to the other characters. So, the only new real choices, or the only new real text rather, is at the end of her route. But we're going to be skipping through, making sure we choose all the choices that give her the best points with all the characters. So here, if we say this is wrong,
we're both drunk.
We get more points with Luke. So yeah, moving on. If we say you have something to say with Isabella, our points with her go up. Now here, I'm actually not sure which is it. So, we'll check it out at first. Actually, I don't think it does, either of them does anything. Here with Luke, I'll save again. I think that went down. That goes up. Alright.
It'll be Miss McCulloch. I have an image to uphold, and I presume that the same goes for you. It won't do to have any untoward rumors about the two of us about a night that didn't even happen, no?
I'd like to keep calling you Mint, actually. If we're to convince everyone that nothing happened...
Nothing happened.
That'd be much more convincing.
Fine. But I'm only here as your interior designer. Nothing else.
The dead air between us because it can't be anything else but that is broken as a lively voice calls out from the loft. Alright. Now, do we compromise, I dare say? Or... yeah, let's compromise. And we're going to check out the first floor.
You must have been quite the pair, Mrs. Wright.
I really should move on. We don't want to keep listening. This is when they're having the conversation about whether Luke thinks he'll be a good father or not. But eavesdropping knocks some points off. We don't want them to know we're eavesdropping. And we're gonna be nice. We're gonna ask if he's alright.
Are you alright there, Whiskey? You're looking...
Alright, here is the main point where Marianne will actually live. Okay, so we're with Lorraine in the wine cellar. And Lorraine basically wants us to kill ourselves with her. But we're not going to. We're going to move on. Closure, that's all I came here for. Whatever this is, it might as well be all just a devil's trick. And I might as well make some use of it, right? I say nothing at first, for fear of angering whatever phantom this is. I take Lorraine's hand and bring it out to my lips, presenting a kiss to her knuckles. She takes it as some sort of invitation to pull me along to step back into the mirror until only her arm is extended again.
I should have been more honest back then. Both to you and myself. I know it's too late. I'm sorry.
But the thought of being with the dead did not agree with me, not one bit.
I can't stay with you.
So what? You're going to leave me for some old trophy wife? That's it, isn't it? You're going to leave poor Amy Lorraine and go after the next rich, pretty blonde that you see.
This is a mistake.
All these years, guilt has been my driving force. I felt so guilty for what I did. What I didn't do.
She thinks she can guilt me into being complacent, but she realizes otherwise as I pull my hand from her. And, going by the look of anger on her face, and anger that runs cold, she did not like the fact that I'm not some puppet on a string. Had she chosen her words carefully, I would have accepted whatever punishment Lorraine chooses to give to me. Guilt had ruined my life, and it might have very well ended it, because I deserved
But
it.
what I did to me. The blood in my hands is mine, not yours.
Whoever or whatever this shadow is, my gut tells me she's not Lorraine. Yet I keep talking as if she is.
I broke your heart, not your neck.
Don't you dare deny it! It was your fault!
Because I loved you more than I dared to admit? Yes, that was my fault, but I never meant to hurt you like that.
Despite my words, no matter how sincere they are, she appears angry, enraged in fact. It's been years since I last saw that face, and even now the memory of it is still etched deeply in my mind. The hurt, the tears, and the hate spilling from her eyes on that day, the moment I rejected her. Rejected myself for who I am. And she definitely will hate me for what I am about to do next. To my left, a wine rack. And from there I take a bottle and pray to all the saints I can remember, for all my sins, for every hurtful word I've uttered, for what I've driven her to do that day, what I forced her into.
What are you doing?
I do it without thinking twice. Quickly, before I can hesitate, I grab a bottle and send it straight towards the mirror. Shards of the bottle in the mirror sent flying everywhere as Lorraine's screams echo in the cellar, bitter, searing, like every wounding accusation she hurled at me. They've never left me, I doubt they ever will, but with this I can move away from him, from her, live my life as I should, free from the burden. Her burden. Because the Lorraine I know, the real one, the person I love, will never want me carrying this to my death. As the screaming dies down, I can't help but mutter weakly.
It's done. It's done. Oh, Lorraine. Forgive me, Lorraine.
Dots. Dots. I take some time to compose myself, breathing in and out, stamping down on the tremors still racking. All weak attempt at returning myself to someone resembling my normal self. This would probably be easier to do with a mirror, but I likely won't be able to stand looking for one for a long time. Yeah.
Well now, I should probably go back up there. Party to attend, rich socialites to do business with, and food to eat.
Not so fast. A ghosty isn't done with you yet, Marianne.
Mrs. Wright will be happy if I make some time for it anyway.
Yet, one last time to the shattered glass beneath my
I'm
feet.
sorry, Lorraine. May you see God's light on the path.
Turning around to leave, and for good this time, the uneasy smile on my face fails, as I see Lorraine whole and well.
Come on, Mac. You really didn't think it would be that easy, did you? You get bonus points for trying, but you should know an 8 in charisma is not enough to turn undead.
She advances towards me, backs me against the wall. I can't even reach her another wine bottle without putting myself within her reach. Despite my early bravado, I didn't think she'll still be able to exist at all without the mirror. Can you blame me though? It's not like I'm an expert on the supernatural.
That's not... You shouldn't be...
What? After the mirror, did you think just moving on will erase what you did to me? You're nothing but a murderer, Marianne. A murderer!
No, she's not. Stop trying to manipulate her freaking ghost.
Stay back. You're not real. Leave me alone. Stop. I'm trying to move on with my life, so why won't you let me? Please! Just get out of my head and leave me be!
I tried to find an exit when there's a click. The next thing I know, I'm falling back into the darkness. I fall on my back and a door slams shut behind me. In a daze, I look around warily and find myself in another room entirely. On the other side of the wall, some sort of secret passage perhaps, an underground tunnel that has me worried and frightened. It also proves that the oddities in the mansion's floor plans are a lot more than just little discrepancies. I expect Lorraine to jump out at me from the darkness at any time. A breeze blowing through the tunnel has relieved me, though, at the idea that there is still a way to escape should that happen. That is way better than being trapped underground with only God knows what that was. A funny thought comes to mind as I start walking to where the exit might be. I think about how Mrs. Wright would be so disappointed if I didn't show up to the party. I imagine how furious Mr. Wright would be for breaking one of his wine bottles. Even Johann's reaction comes to mind, though I don't really know with that guy. One thing's for sure is that I would be calling Cam and Haruna for a drink as soon as I get out of here. Except... that noise has me worried. A ghastly thing, a corpse of a woman leans on the wall. Her arms and limbs, almost every inch of their body is peppered with wounds and rotting flesh. And it is then that the putrid smell of blood and gore hits me, making it so that I don't even question how I missed it in the first place.
How long has this been here? Ugh, that smell. Oh, you're a nasty one, aren't you?
I flinch as the thing twitches. And as soon as it opens its eyes and looks at me with a smile, there's nothing on my mind but horror. Yeah, run away, please. I try to keep on running, no matter how much my legs and feet scream at me to stop. I keep going even when I look back and see nothing of her anymore because I can still hear her. The scampering of her feet, the words she tries to form with her bloody mouth. Help me! And the painful sounds of bones grinding against each other as she moves closer and closer to me.
How long are these damn tunnels?
Just long enough for you to be caught and eaten. There's a split second where I know that the thing is right behind me. There's something behind me too. A strange sensation creeping over my limbs when her presence looms over me. And then, suddenly, I can't do anything before I'm yanked by the hair and pulled back. Still, I struggle up until I'm thrown to the side like some ragdoll. I hit the ground on my side and the musty smell of old hay that reaches me is my only indication that I'm still alive.
Please.
My body hurts and I keep my eyes shut tight, afraid of what might happen next.
What's wrong, Marianne? Are you really afraid of little old me?
There's only dread seeing how she's followed me even here. She looms over me, backs me further into the cell that I was thrown in.
Please. It's so cold. I don't want to be alone, Marianne. Why won't you stay with me? Why would you leave me? Why?
What are you?
Lorraine turns and shifts into that thing from before, and with that same gruesome grin, it takes a step forward towards the cell, towards me. I barely scramble to my knees when the door to the cell slams shut, and it just stands there staring. Shouts for help ring out in the tunnels, but none of them are coming from me. I'm more paralyzed and shocked by what is happening. My throat tightens at being fooled at the image of Lorraine, at the thought of being trapped down here. So then, where?
Help me! Help me! Oh, help me! Are you getting all this on camera, Carl? Yeah, but are you guys sure this is a good idea? We're breaking and entering here. Don't worry, the owners of this place haven't been here in a long time. Look at this thing, though. It has writing in blood like some cheesy 80s horror prop. Wait, I have an idea. Oh man, that's genius!
What kind of butthead would even take this thing seriously? Maybe we can stick this in Rowan's backpack. That's Suarez kid would panic.
Guys? What? Spit it out behind you!
There in the corner of the cell, the digital camera comes flickering to life, and the video has played back on the screen. It was hard to even consider paying any attention to it when my life is on the line, but when the ghost doesn't move and the teenagers' mocking shouts of "help me" fill the cell, I just had to watch. And what I had seen, students judging by their St. Greta uniforms, they were holding... And that thing, that woman, she... Marianne has lived. And you saw that ghost at the end flickering. Did not flicker into Lorraine, she flickered into someone else. Wonder what that's about. I know this was a shorter episode, but thanks for watching, and thanks for tuning in. Next episode will be Chapter 5, Rebecca's route, and it will be her good run, and she will live. Since her route involves a lot of Isabella, and a lot of Zach, and a lot of Ashen. I mean, we haven't got to Ashen yet, but just Isabella and Zach. And I guess the whole Zach death didn't happen until after her anyway, but I'm pretty sure there will be a lot of text that I'll be reading, a lot more than this. A lot more text that you guys haven't seen yet. So, without further ado, my name is Eclepid, signing out. Peace.